Hello,
Oh,
everyone,
hello,
and
hello.
welcome to the Woman's
Oh, it's a
Cave.
woman's cave.
I did remember to wait for the recording button.
I am so proud of
decided to
you.
wait.
High five,
Besides
social distance style. Girl, yes. I am
responsible.
super excited for you. Okay, let me just. Okay, if y'all are like listening to this on a podcast and you're not seeing the video, you need to come on over and see the video because my hair is a mess today.
Really, you don't need to come over to see Jade's hair be a mess.
It is a mess, but yet I'm working it out though. It wasn't trying to work with me today, and I still managed to look
I think
okay.
you look great. I think you
Thank
look
you.
great.
Thank you. And I'm Jade, by the way.
And I'm Winona. Oh my goodness, we remembered to introduce
Hi,
her.
Jay and Winona. I'm Denise.
And our guest is Denise today. Okay, so what we're gonna do
Let's
now?
talk about we have books.
Right.
Literary life guides with pop poetry.
Because
there's 17 in one series and 3 in another. So Jade, tell us about the top 4.
I'm just gonna say we call them literary life guides because books sound boring, right? So
Yes.
we still wanted people to like it. So here we go. Literary life guides with pop poetry. Here's a top 4. And I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons. And I thought being grown up was easy. And I thought I did my journey alone, all available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. And the top 2 are available on Audible, so you don't have to read the poetry. Someone can read it to you. And then the last one, only available on Barnes and Noble, is If Only I Were Me.
Now, if you like those 4, you can read the other 17, 21.
You don't have to read. That's a lot. That's a big ask from our fans. So I'm glad.
It is a big ask, but I like the chat.
All right, so y'all aren't here to hear us talk about our literary life guides with pop poetry or anything else. Really, because you can find out everything your ladies are doing at www.andrethought.com. But you're here to hear from our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Denise Graves, and I'm an opera singer and a teacher and a mom and a wife and a masterclass technician. And
wow. Okay, so she does a lot of things. Like I just wow. And she does it so beautifully, right?
Okay, yeah. So first of all, we should start off with, do you have a great face regimen? I'm joking. How did you start out being an operatic singer?
Well, my mother, when I was really little, my family had a singing group.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, my sister, myself. And my brother was the one who had a wonderful big personality and a beautiful voice. And he used to sing all the solos. And I would sing the backup with our little family choir that we would sing, on Sunday mornings in church. And one day my brother got sick and he couldn't sing. And my mother said, well, Denise, you have to sing the solos. And I said, no, I can't do that. That's not what I do. I can't do that. She said, you have to do it. And I grew up, in the Black church, in Baptist church. And if you're standing up there in front of the congregation, you have to sing. So I just started singing with my teeny tiny little voice and scared and shaking. And that sort of, gave birth to me discovering something new about myself, that I love singing. I mean, and I still love singing, but performing was another matter, Performing was something else. I got very nervous, and I still get very nervous before performing.
So I guess I have to ask, now that you said that you get very nervous before performing, what do you do to calm your nerves? Because I know a lot of people, especially authors, right? We normally are like behind our computers just typing away, right? And then the public reads it or doesn't. And then they ask you to do an interview and you're saying, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous, I don't know what to do. So how do you get over that?
So first of all, you two gals, I think, are fantastic. You're just fantastic. I love the energy between the two of you. I love how fun you are. It's lovely. How I get over it, usually I don't get over it until I start singing. And then when I start singing, then that makes me comfortable. But before going out there, I'm really, really ill at ease. I get very, very nervous. It's not debilitating, but I certainly get butterflies. I get, incredibly nervous and tense before I have to sing. And then when I start singing and while I'm singing, then I start to relax. But the inner dialogue is ferocious,
Well, you see, and I think that's really important for our people to know. And she's a professional. She's been doing this for years, and yet she still gets nervous. So it's okay to be nervous.
I think it's okay to be nervous. You know, the nerves can work for you. They can help you as long as it isn't debilitating. I mean, I can certainly use the energy of that and help that propel me into what it is that I'm doing. But it is still important. It's still so important to me. I always want to do a really good job, you know, so I get really, you know, nervous about that. There's not any time that I feel like, oh, I got this. Not at all. Not at all. I'm still incredibly nervous. And the most I feel relaxed is when I'm actually doing it and I can allow myself to get lost in what it is that I'm doing and into the character or whatever the story is that I'm telling, that I send Denise there to do that work. And then she's not there to be nervous anymore. She's doing a job, right? So really that's how it works for me. But I would say that I've learned to use the nerves to work for me.
So what is your favorite? I have a two-part question. What is your favorite
'Cause
part
we're
of
known as
singing?
famous
And I wish I was just famous. What what is oh man, now I forgot it
Your
because we're being
favorite part of
silly.
singing.
What's your favorite part of singing and or performing? And then the big question is gone.
How did you
Well,
get into teaching?
No.
what's my favorite part of singing? Is that what you said?
Or performing.
You know, I'm going to tell you very honestly what that is. When I sing, I feel like that's the closest that I am to God. And I honestly feel that I'm the best version of myself when I'm singing. I feel like I'm really pure and, you know, ego and all that stuff has fallen away. And I just want to allow myself to be a vessel and just let the message and the power of music just come through me. So I really, honest to God, feel like closest to the divine when I'm singing. And I feel like I'm my truest self when I'm singing.
Wow.
So that would be my favorite part. Because I would say that I'm transformed. I myself am transformed in the process of doing it. And I feel like it really cleans my heart. Like when I do that, I feel like it makes me a better person.
That's beautiful.
That
I
is-
do remember my B question is what is your greatest accomplishment so far? And what do you hope to accomplish in the future? Since, you know, I'm asking a question. I might as well be compound.
Well, my greatest accomplishment, I would say that I didn't have very much to do with it. Um, I, I guess it would be my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I had anything to do with that at all, really. I mean, she was an incredible, all babies are miracles, all of them. And they're all gifts from God, especially if you have one that's strong and healthy. But she was a true miracle, a true miracle. And so I don't feel like I can take credit for that because she doesn't belong to me. She came through me. She was a gift to me too, and she really gave birth to me. It was actually the other way around, but because she brought so much to my life, and I would say that before that time, I was incredibly myopic in what it was that I was doing and concentrated, you know, solely just on the career and all of that. And she brought and opened me up really, really differently. So I would say that was a moment that my life changed tremendously.
Wow, that is beautiful, and I'm not a parent myself, but I'm happy to hear a parent talk about their child so much. I thought it was just only my dad, but apparently it's other parents too. I just wanted to say, like, my dad's like, "Oh yes, you were the gift," and I was like, "I don't think so," but okay, thank you for saying it.
You gals are fantastic. You're just so much fun. I would love to just hang out with you. You're so much fun.
We're not that far from
We're
each
not
other.
that far from you, but COVID's out here, so we can't hang out. Like, I want to hang out.
That's right.
I think everyone is saying it around the world. We want to hang out, but we can't because it's COVID. But we want to.
And not right now anyway. It looks like it's, you know.
On the upside, I know. So I'm right back, like in my house. Well, I mean, I never really left it, but you know, I was just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go stand outside and say hello to my neighbors, like really far apart. Now I'm just like, I'm standing at my screen, go, hey, how you doing?
That's right.
Keep going. Don't stop.
Don't stop, man. Well, I did have a question, and now
About teaching.
How did you get into teaching?
So when I was doing my undergraduate at Oberlin College, I had a voice teacher who didn't really believe that the younger singers, while they were working on their technique, that they shouldn't practice alone, that they should practice with an upperclassman, because when you practice, you can practice in bad habits too. So when we were starting to study with her, she didn't want us practicing on our own. So she would assign, like a junior or a senior to go with us in the practice room to work on practicing. So when I got to be a junior or senior, I was assigned some younger people to work with. And as it turned out, then I started getting really, really good at that. And I have a really good ear. And I would explain it very differently in my way of explaining what was happening technically. And then a lot of the younger students started requesting me to be like their older, student teacher. And that's really how it started. So it started early on
Wow,
when I was in undergrad. Yeah.
that. So, did you always know that you wanted to sing operatic or just opera? Can I just
Opera.
say just opera?
Just opera.
Okay.
Uh,
So, did you always know that?
Yeah, well, look, wanting to do it and having the ability to do it is something else. I was 13, 14 years old and I heard Leontine Price. You guys know Leontine Price is like one of the greatest sopranos of our time. I heard her sing and I just fell out of my chair. And I was like, who is this gorgeous, woman who looks just like me singing this music, which I'd never heard of before. I didn't know anything about, I knew nothing about opera. I never heard that. I didn't know what that was, but I heard her sing and I was just like, what was that? And then I was like, well, whatever that is, whatever that was, that's what I want to do, not knowing if I could or anything, but just having heard her, being so moved by her, just saying like, oh my goodness, what that was so unusual. Um, so when I heard her, I was sure that it was opera that I wanted to do. But this industry is really big, right? So some voices are suited for opera, some voices are suited more for concerts, some are suited for recording, some are suited for recital. It's usually a bigger type of instrument with more, heft in the sound that will be better suited for opera, because we don't sing with microphones or anything like that. And you've got to cut over a 70-piece orchestra and reach to the back, go past the proscenium arch and reach the back, chairs all the way back in the back or the top of the balcony. So you really have to have a really focused and resonant voice to be able to do that. There are some people I know who will, for example, and I don't think he would be upset by my saying this. You guys know the tenor Andrea Bocelli? Okay, so he and I've sung together a lot and we toured together, and he has a gorgeous voice and a beautiful timbre. And in fact, I did his first opera that he ever did. And he wanted to become an opera singer, but his voice wasn't, the size of his voice and was not necessarily suited for that particular, I mean, he made a gigantic career, and what he does beautifully and better than anybody else. But what I'm saying is that not every voice, even if you want to, is suited, for opera. Opera is something very, very, very different. Yeah, the reason I have this, this behind me is from an opera called Così fan tutte, and I had to give a class on that opera, and so I still have that back there. I can maybe change it, but
No,
anyway.
it was fabulous. I was enjoying it the whole time.
Where can people find out more information about you and any future appearances?
Oh, that's easy. Well, just go to my website, denicegraves.com, or probably, that I do have an Instagram, but that's at Graves Montgomery. It has my married name, at Graves Montgomery, and you can find out some things of what I'm doing there. But I'm working, I'm still working, I'm still singing, even in these times I've been doing a lot of things from home, a lot of video submissions, that sort of thing. I did just do a PBS special, which it will be aired on New Year's Eve. So that will be on New Year's Eve. So you can definitely check that out. And I have some, hopefully next year, some concerts that will continue to happen. But in the meantime, nearly everything that I've been doing has been, virtual.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
As we all are learning to pivot in 2020. Thank you so much
For
for
making time.
for coming on, because we know you're super busy and we really truly appreciate it. I mean, seriously,
I
like
know you do. You know what? I know you do. And I appreciate you too, because I know we got the schedule all mixed up and you came all the way back from where you were going to come back here to do this. So I really am grateful to both of you, and thank you both for all of that effort and time, and also shows the dedication to what it is that you're doing, that you already left the studio, you came all the way back an hour later so that we could meet. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. But truly, like we love opera. We have loved opera
For a while.
for like ever. And I think we were the only two kids that begged their parents to take them to the opera. Could you please take us to the opera? And as both of our parents look at us like, what is wrong with these children? Nobody goes to
Between our love of opera and country music.
and classical. That they're just like, what is wrong with these children? I swear I raised them right.
There's a lot of Aretha Franklin going on, and they were like,
where?
"Let's go to the opera."
Let's go to the opera. But
Right,
anyway,
right.
thank you for coming on. I really appreciate. We really appreciate it. And I guess I'll just go ahead and wrap
Us up, please. Yes.
You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andrethoughts.com. Keep in mind, this is October. So it might not be October when this comes out, but still keep in mind, right? This is October and this is Domestic Violence Month. And we go to our ladies tab, you go down to the middle, you see the charities that we probably support, pay special attention to Powerful Beginnings, because they are doing some wonderful work in domestic violence and the survivors and helping them get new jobs. So yes, we know it's 2020, and that's the old saying will say that money is funny. And that's okay if you can't donate money to them. Maybe you can donate time, because they're looking for a few people to do a few things for them. So maybe you can donate your time. If you can't donate your time, if you could just add them or any of the charities on our thing and just say thank you so much for doing this wonderful work in the world, because we all can use a little encouragement. Now we'll know now.
I'm a narcissist and I still need encouragement.
She's a narcissist. She doesn't need it anymore. Encouragement for other people. I'm joking. Winona definitely needs encouragement too. But I guess I'll just leave y'all with this. Just remember that wisdom is all around you.
Over to finding it in a so peace and love, you guys, from Winona
and Jade. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.